Council of Stupid Decisions has approved tonight's proceedings. Ignoring both logic and the warnings of the forest, the fool trusts a dead tree. The tree disagrees immediately. The mighty warrior startles the royal barber mid-ritual, and this foolish jest costs him half his mustache. Believing himself master of the sacred toilet serpent, the fool applies far too much enthusiasm. The artifact collapses instantly. The cursed waters of the chamber claim his face as tribute. A merry tavern wench returns bearing enough mead for the entire fellowship, but the ancient gods of gravity demand tribute. The ale is lost, and the bards shall preserve this humiliation for generations. The village idiot awakens the Iron Dragon with tremendous enthusiasm. Despite the machine clearly attempting to awaken the fires of Mordor, his companion responds by using a single pint of mead to end this madness. A strategy admired by absolutely no one. Foolish mortal. The tetrahedron accepts no challengers. The Elder attempts to wield an ancient weapon from a forgotten age, but the enchanted spheres rebel against their master. The pain is immense, and the fool accidentally casts a slow-motion spell upon the kingdom. The apprentice briefly releases the sacred ladder, causing Sir Gregory of Retail to descend from the heavens far earlier than expected. A flawless collaboration. The Council of Absolute Fools attempts the legendary dockside motorcycle ritual, using a single wooden plank and the power of blind optimism. Observe now, as three grown men challenge both balance and common sense simultaneously. The machine hesitates briefly before returning to the sea from whence it came. A magnificent disaster. The scrolls shall remember this engineering triumph forever. The fool challenges the frozen mountain wearing a single enchanted slipper and loses control of the sacred footwear immediately. Observe now, as the ancient shoe begins its long journey into the northern wilderness, never to be seen again. None may challenge the sacred carriage and remain upright. The brave scholar attempts the forbidden balloon ritual, and very nearly meets the Dark Lord himself. The passing carriage unleashes the swamp waters of the dead marshes, directly into the traveler's chariot. Lord Pembroke attempts a most ambitious leap, but the carriage door rises unexpectedly to defend the kingdom. His lineage suffers greatly. Lady Beatrice exits the carriage during the sacred cleansing ritual, apparently overcome by the urge to dance. The machine tears the door away in disgust. The village engineer combines rotational magic, the wrench, and the tremendous overconfidence. The ceiling light pays the ultimate price. Sir Wellington attempts to hurl his ale upon the king's highway, but forgets. The carriage is still protected by advanced window technology. Lady Gwendolen attempts a graceful dive into the sacred waters, but instead smothers a nearby traveler with the full force of her forbidden landing. The Valkyrie unleashes a cannonball worthy of a castle siege, with enough force to alarm the gods themselves. Sadly, the ceiling was not consulted beforehand. The hall suffers catastrophic structural damage. The villagers gather for a sacred gender prophecy and unleash mysterious purple smoke upon the kingdom. Sadly, the elder matriarch absorbs the entire enchantment directly to the face, and now appears to belong to the Dark Wizard Council. Despite overwhelming evidence to the contrary, the village idiot approaches the foul-tempered beast as though it were friendly. This proves to be an appalling miscalculation. The creature launches itself upon the man with the fury of a tax collector. A second peasant attempts a rescue and very nearly joins him in the afterlife. The donkey remains undefeated. the tavern alchemist opens her forbidden berry elixir, accidentally summoning an explosion powerful enough to baptize the entire ceiling in witch juice. The potion is judged a success. Frost Wizard casts boiling water skyward, a catastrophically stupid spell. The ceremonial dance begins magnificently, until the sacred plastic throne surrenders instantly. A wild Karen emerges to guard the sacred parking space, employing the ancient technique known as standing there aggressively. The wizard abandons his carriage in the middle of the road, then activates forbidden self-driving sorcery before her very eyes. Observe now, the enchanted wagon parking itself without a driver. The woman witnesses dark magic for the first time, and the kingdom is forever changed. The royal pizza courier attempts to tame his iron steed beside the riverbank, a decision already condemned by the council. The machine collapses, then immediately accelerates toward the water like a possessed donkey. The river claims another victim. Ignoring several obvious signs of intelligence, the rider guides his iron horse directly into the sacred cement bog. The machine is claimed immediately. The village cook attempts the legendary omelet maneuver, but the pan resigns from duty immediately. Sir Randolph attempts to leap the royal carriage upon enchanted wheel boots, but instead launches himself directly into the skies like a frightened goose. The two village buffoons attempt to sacrifice the maiden to the river gods, but she escapes with astonishing ease. The idiots complete the ritual themselves. The court idiot places an explosive device beneath his royal backside, a strategy rejected by scholars for centuries. The metal throne retaliates with tremendous force. His cheeks shall remember this day forever. The tavern servant attempts to transport enough plates for an entire kingdom, and despite possessing the balance of a drunken goat, the staircase rejects this ambition completely. Ignoring centuries of wisdom, the village lunatic sets his own trousers ablaze for the amusement of the crowd. The fire spreads with tremendous enthusiasm. Panic ensues immediately. The man abandons his flaming leg garments in the street and begins the ancient barefoot dance of regret. The council refuses to comment. While exploring the forbidden jungle realms, the village moron discovers a leaf entirely covered in angry battle ants. Naturally, he places it directly into his trousers. Regret arrives with an astonishing speed. And remember, my disciples, the scrolls never lie.